Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Alvin from Spiritual Fire Productions, and I'm right back with another video. And today's video is about people who want to blame God for the choices and decisions they made in their lives. Now, one thing we all have to understand is that God gives us free will. The devil knows that God gives us free will. And it's up to us what we're going to do with our free will. God tells us and tries to keep us on the right path. And the devil knows that, so that's why he comes to us and uses us. Now, I'm going to tell you all a quick story about some people that I knew. Okay. These particular people that I knew, all right, was going out, of course, living their lives, doing what they want to do, okay? And these same people are the same people, or the same ones, or people in general that always go out and make whatever choices that they make and then want to turn around and blame God. Now let me ask y'all this. How how can you go out and make choices? Yes, God gives you free will and the devil knows that, but how can all y'all go out and make choices, okay? But you immediately want to blame God for the decisions that you make. You want to talk about, oh, why me? You want to cry out to God, oh, why me, God? Why me? Why did this happen to me? What? Why is my life such a mess? Why me, Lord? Why? We want to cry out to God and ask God these questions. Yes. It's okay to ask those questions, but you got to ask yourself. Why you sitting up and asking God, why me? Why me? Why did you allow this to happen? First of all, God didn't allow anything to happen to you. Even the devil didn't allow anything to happen to you. You allow it to happen to yourself because you go out there making choices and decisions on your own instead of you living in obedience. But what do some of us do? God tells us, don't go up there and go marry that cursed man. Don't go up there and go marry that cursed woman. Don't stay away from those toxic friends. Stay away from the toxic people. Don't go and go do this. You got to understand something. If you're not a spiritual person, you're not going to understand the science that's given to you. If you don't have God in your life, if you're not spiritual, if you don't pray, if you do not fast, if you do not meditate, excuse me. If you don't do either one of those, how you gonna expect for God to send you some signs? And most importantly, you disobedient. You very impatient. You don't listen. You want to do things on your own before your time instead of you learning to wait on God. And that's our problem. We don't like to wait. We want to do things our way. And then we want to jump up when the stuff get worse. We want to cry out to God. But why should God sit up here and fix something that he didn't even start? When he showed you signs and showed you. Just like, for example, if a person shows you that they're no good, if a man constantly putting his hands on you, okay? If he constantly beating you, what is that? What is that sign that you being showed? That it's time for you to get away from that man. If a woman is steady taking you for everything that you get, if friends are steady lying on you and using you for your money, they're not good friends. They're bad people. Toxic. Toxic people. Toxic relationships. Being around the wrong people at the wrong time, the wrong crowd. And you can easily say, no, you don't even have to get involved with those people. But then soon stuff get bad for us. We want to cuss God out. We want to talk about why me, God, when God should be asking you the same thing. Okay, why did you disobey me? I didn't tell you to go out there and do the stuff that you did. And people like, well, that mean you got something. You got the ones that sit up there and say, oh, there's no God, because if there was a God and stuff, he would never have allowed this to happen. If there was a God and stuff, he wasn't there when my brother got shot or my friends got killed, or he wasn't there. Why should God save somebody who disobedient? Yes, he gonna allow the devil to take you out because you hard hitting, you disobedient. That's why he said his word is not marked. But now we don't want to hear nothing about that. Folks don't want to talk about that. See, like I said, with me, once again, I talk about a whole bunch of stuff that a lot of people don't want to talk about. People want to stick to the basic stuff, but people don't want to go deep into detail about stuff. Now you're gonna sit up here and blame God for decisions that you make. Yes, you are given free will, but it's up to you. Yes, you can pray to God and ask God to guide you and show you the way, but don't sit up here and go around cussing at God when you weren't trying to listen to him. You say it ain't no. You say there's no God. Or he wasn't there. Oh, but yeah, he wasn't there, and you saying it ain't no God, but you crying out to him and want him to fix your situation. Why should he fix your situation stuff when it wasn't even ordained by him when he didn't tell you to do it? But once again, you're given free will, and it's up to you. You got to be the one to accept the consequences. See what happens when we sit up there and play in the devil's playground and we don't listen? He make a fool out of us every single time, but then we get mad at God. We immediately say, "Don't ain't no God." Why should God fix something that he didn't even start? He showed you the signs and showed you. Anytime I'm being shown some signs that a person ain't no good, guess what? Especially if I got God in my life, that's God's way of telling me, hey, you need to cut them off. You need to get rid of them. You need to leave them alone. I just don't get why people just think that they want to blame God for the stuff that they do. That's not how that works. This is why you got to stay in your word. You have to pray. None of us is perfect, and not including me. I'm not perfect either. There's nothing wrong with you going out, want to have fun, and there's nothing wrong with you want to go out and be around, certain ones and stuff. But you gotta, the choices that you make is up to you. If you want to drink and drive, you better understand the consequences that's gonna come behind that drinking and driving. If you sit up here and cheat on your best friend's man or your best friend's woman, if you cheat with them, you got to deal with the consequences of it. You got to deal with you losing a friendship. If you bailing on your friends, mistreating your friends, lying to your friends for other people that ain't even there for you, you got to be able to deal with losing a friend. You got to deal with all the consequences. Every action has a consequence. We all got to think about this stuff. That's like when you go out there and go do stuff that you do and you want to blame God, you need to think about choices that you made. God didn't tell you to go out there and go do it. Obedience is better than sacrifice. But none of us, we today, we too hard-headed. We want to do things our way. And then we wonder why we're going through what we're going through. We wonder why our lives are such a mess. We wonder why. I got to keep it real. I'm not perfect. None of us is perfect. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm not going to sit up here and blame God. If I already know for a fact that a person's no good, I ain't got nobody else to blame for myself. I'm not going to sit up there and put that on God because God didn't tell me to be friends with that person. And guess what? I had to pay for it in 2020. I had to pay for it in 2019 stuff because I was being too nice to people. I was being way too nice. So many people in 2020 have turned on me. They've turned their backs. But you know what? That's why God told me and warned me from the beginning. Cut those people off. What did I do? I gave them the benefit of doubt. And guess what? I got punished in the end because I disobeyed God and I didn't listen. So you gotta be able to see, you gotta pay attention to what you be seeing in the spirit. But like I said, if you're not spiritual, you're not gonna understand. If more people were spiritual, a lot of they would have been saved from lots of like God has saved me and has saved my life, has saved me from others. It's a bunch of other stuff that I really don't talk about, but God has saved me because I obeyed him. I listened to him. I prayed. Whatever I was going through, I don't run to social media about it. Yes, I put all my energy into my videos or whatever, but I know what to say and what not to say. Well, we all got to start getting ourselves together and stuff because the devil's not playing with us and God is not playing with us either. But God gives you free will for a reason. To test you. Everything in this world is a test. Always remember that. Everything in this world is a test. Test you through people, test you through your finances, test you through women, test you through sex, test you through everything in this life is a test. And that's what we all gotta understand. You gotta be the one to live with your actions and everything that you do. But don't sit around and go cussing God when you ain't even listening to him. You ain't even praying with him. You ain't even fasting. You with the world. You're not thinking about God. So how you gonna sit up here and blame God and turn to him during the most darkest times and stuff when God says, come to me all the time. So with all that being said, just think about what I was talking about. I ain't even got to tell y'all what to do and everything, but just think about that. That was just been on my mind all day today. I think about stuff all the time. I'm still working on myself with the fasting, the praying, and all that. That's how I'm able to see good in the spirit. That's why I limit the amount of people that I come around. I limit all that. So with all that being said, all right, y'all. Until the next video, I will be making more real soon. I'm just gonna keep uploading due to my busy schedule. And I hope that all y'all stay safe and enjoy the rest of the weekend that's left. All right, y'all. Take care.